Hello everyone, welcome to the Storyist. For today's video, find out the story of a successful engineer and how his last major project made an impact on his life. They say having a professional license can give you leverage in finding a good career opportunity. It can somehow make you stand out from the crowd. But having the license wasn't that easy. Someone who decides to take the licensure board examination needs to spend more time and money on reviewing and mastering a particular area in which the exam will focus. Adam Mill, who recently got his bachelor's degree in engineering, decided to apply for a licensure examination. However, he had a problem since he came from a poor family. They didn't have enough money to support him in his dreams. His father is a construction worker and earned daily, which was only enough to provide food every day. Adam's family was hesitant about his decision to take the board examination, and even suggested to just look for a job. Adam felt like he was tied up in a chain of responsibility to his parents. He then decided to look first for a new job. He thought that he could support his family in his studies by doing this. He grabbed the newspaper that was lying on their table. He wasn't interested in the headline news or the entertainment section. He flipped the pages and stopped in the classified ads section. He started encircling the construction company with a job vacancy for every entry-level position and started calling them. Not long after, he got invited by one of the construction companies for an interview. During the interview, he met engineer Amut Moset, the owner of the construction company he was applying for. Alex was intimidated by engineer Moset because it was prominent just by looking at him that he was a very successful man. Luckily, he got hired as an operation assistant. Since it was his first job, he didn't know what he was expecting. Engineer Moset explained that it could be a good training ground for Adam, since he hadn't taken the exam yet. He could apply his actual learning once he started reviewing for the exam. After a year of working in Amut's construction firm, Adam decided to take the board examination. Since he was already earning, he enrolled himself in the best review center in the city. He spent all his weekends attending the session. He was also doing self-study after his work. Everything went smoothly and much easier for him, since he could also apply his learnings as an operations assistant. After months of reviewing, the examination day finally came. During the examination, Adam never thought that the examination would go smoothly. Luckily, he was able to cover all the lessons, and he was also familiar with the application since he's been doing it for a year. Weeks passed when results came in. Adam was now a licensed engineer, thanks to the support of engineer Amut and his hard work. Right after he passed, he got promoted to an engineer in the construction firm. Adam immediately got his first housing project. He was so excited to work with it. He even built his own team that would help him build the project. But it wasn't like building a house out of paper. The challenge on his first project was that he was only given a limited budget, and the client wanted to have an earthquake-proof house. Adam did everything he could to provide for the client's needs. He first drafted the house sorting technique he learned when he was in college. He also tested several constructors' materials and bid for a much more affordable cost. When everything was set, his team started working on the house. Of course, problems came along the way when you execute the plans, but it didn't stop Adam from giving his best. Finally, after 5 months, his first project was finished. He was able to deliver earlier on what the client was expecting. Also, he didn't exceed the budget, and based on the structure, he made the client confident that their house was earthquake-proof. After years of hard work, his work got recognized. He even got a lot of clients. One of them was Anna Prett, a beautiful businesswoman. She asked Adam if he would be able to restore their ancestral house. The restoration wasn't even Adam's forte, but Anna really caught his attention, and he wanted to build a good relationship with her. As for Anna, the project was very important to her, to the point that she kept visiting the site twice a week. She didn't forget to bring food for the team. Later on, Anna and Adam started dating and eventually became lovers. However, the biggest challenge in their career was the long-distance relationship. Anna needed to stay abroad since she had other business to attend to. Adam kept on excelling in his job, and he felt happy about it. It was his dream to become a successful engineer, but it didn't make him complete at some point. Knowing Anna, the girl he loved, was currently living miles away from him, he could not bear a minute that he was not with her. Thus, he decided to file his resignation. At first, he didn't know what to write in his letter. It was so hard for him since he's been with the company for almost 10 years. And Amut was very kind to him. After a while of thinking, he submitted his resignation letter to Amut. Amut was so shocked and couldn't even react. It was tough for him to accept the resignation. He saw Adam's career grow from an assistant to chief engineer. Adam was also a big shot in his company. After absorbing Adam's decision, Amut discussed the bonus compensation he could get from the company for doing great things. Also, he asked him to do this last housing project before leaving the company. Adam accepted the task. He thought that it would serve as his legacy, and the budget was seen as high, so he could do great things given that budget. Adam started planning his last major project. He began with the blueprint, followed by the materials and cost. Since his mastery was a disaster-proof house, and a house that would last, he made sure that the materials were of premium quality as he made his proposal. During his presentation with Alan's contractor head, he noticed that Adam's material was premium quality. He suggested lessening the cost and asked for cheaper materials. So he would be able to make money from the budget and put it in his pocket. Adam was hesitant about the situation because he wanted to give his all to his last project. However, Alan suggested that he was going abroad and needed more money to support his needs. Eventually, Adam agreed to Alan's suggestions. He revised all the plans and chose cheaper materials for the project. He didn't even think about the quality of work. All he thought was to cut off all the materials to lessen the cost. The project he was building wasn't earthquake-proof, and he was not even sure if it would last for the next 5 years. During Adam's presentation about the cost of the project, one of his teammates, named Alex, noticed that the price was really high, but the materials were not of good quality. Adam just ignored what Alex noticed about his proposal. After the meeting, he went to Alex's office and talked to him privately. Adam informs him about his plan on cutting the budget. He was planning to share some of it with Alan, and maybe with Alex as well, if he would just sign the blueprint. He even mentioned Alex that he was just new to this industry, and it's very typical to take some of the budgets. They deserve that anyway. Despite Adam's influence, Alex still refused to cooperate and decided to withdraw his engagements in the project. Adam was pissed off about Alex's decision and even said that he had just lost his opportunity. Later on, the proposal got approved by the board. Adam's last project started. The foundation was very hollow. The tubes were so thin and didn't meet the standard. All the materials used were really cheap. He also bet that the walls might have a crack within a year, or the roof might have walls. Not long after his project was finished, it looked good outside, but when you check the quality, surely it would crumble after a single earthquake. Engineer Amut was so impressed by Adam's work. He believed that it had a strong foundation and could live for generations. To Adam's surprise, Alex smiled at him while holding the big key. He thought that the owner might be there. "What a poor owner. His house would only last for a year or two," said Adam. Then Alex approached him, then handed the big key to him. Little did he know that the last project he made was the bonus compensation Engineer Amut was talking about. Adam's eyes widened and his mouth agape. He couldn't believe that he had just ruined Amut's trust and his future, just because of his selfishness. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed our video, and stay tuned for more.